Kevin O'Connell expected to be the new Vikings head coach. It cannot be finalized until after the Super Bowl where the Rams play the Cincinnati Bengals. And I did say if the Vikings are unable to land Jim Harbaugh that I want Kevin O'Connell. The concern here is that the Super Bowl is 10 days away. That's 10 days for Jim Stapleton, who I'm sure watches Paw Patrol during his lunch breaks. That's 10 days for Jim Stapleton to get up on the table and shake his ass in the board meetings and complain about why Kevin O'Connell doesn't deserve to be head coach either. I don't know who's in charge here. This is the last I'm going to say about the Jim Harbaugh thing, and I'm off it. I don't know who's in charge here, whether it's the GM or shareholders in the shadows. But here's what I do know. If you're thinking about bringing in a figure like Jim Harbaugh to your organization, if there's any slight hesitation that this may not be a good fit, then you resolve it amongst yourselves, or you determine ahead of time it's just not worth it before you bring him in for an interview. He comes in, oh, we're actually a little bit concerned here, didn't even offer him a contract. You look like idiots. But that's in the past now. Onward and upward. Kevin O'Connell, the latest member of the Sean McVay coaching tree, innovative, offensive-minded head coach is what we wanted. I believe that's exactly what we're getting in Kevin O'Connell. I believe the days of force-featuring Dalvin Cook are long behind us. I'm very pumped for this offense. Question is, who's going to be the defensive coordinator? This is in for a major rebuild. We're going to see a lot new faces personnel-wise, with a lot of vets expected to not return to Minnesota. Kirk Cousins, I know he worked with him in Washington. Kevin O'Connell did. Doesn't mean he's necessarily tied to him. Or perhaps he's confident that he can get out of Kirk what Sean McVay is getting out of Matthew Stafford right now. GM and head coach have both been addressed so far this offseason. The next major domino to fall is whether the Vikings trade Kirk Cousins or not. And I've spoken about this plenty at length, ad nauseum. Trade Kirk Cousins, don't trade Kirk Cousins. I don't care. I just want quality quarterback play, and I'm set. But here's what I'm excited about. No more who's going to be the offensive coordinator next year and the year after that and the year after that. It doesn't matter because our head coach is offensive-minded. His scheme is going to be set in stone for years to come. Someone who can actually develop quarterbacks. Maybe Kellen Mond has a chance at making a name for himself in the NFL. Wyatt Davis the same on the offensive line. And if Wyatt Davis can actually play at a good enough level, then perhaps the only hiccup remaining on the offensive line is center. Kevin O'Connell will get to the bottom of it. So, unless Jim Stapleton has any further objections, I'd like to congratulate and welcome Kevin O'Connell to the Minnesota Vikings. Skol, let's get after it.